Hi, and welcome to our Pixelz tutorial on how to edit specifications in our Solo and Pro retailer accounts. In this tutorial, we'll show you how to edit an existing specification and explain each aspect of specification settings for each plan and account. So we'll go ahead and start here in our Pixelz account. We're going to begin here from the specification tab, which I already have open. Please bear in mind that if you're on the Solo plan, your specifications overview page will look slightly different. However, the basic functionality we're covering in this video is the same. And here you'll see all specifications you have already previously created here on your Pixelz account. So to get a quick overview of the settings on specifications, you can click the eye symbol here. And if you're a Solo user, you can click on Show More Info. You'll see the main settings and any add-ons here to the right. To go deeper and actually edit the settings, you can click on the Edit Specification button. You can find the Edit button here on this pop-up, and also here on the specification page itself. If you're a Solo user, you'll find it in the drop-down menu that will be on the right of the specification. It's also important to note that in some situations, this Edit button will not be visible. The edit option will be hidden on specifications with custom pricing or settings and any specifications with an active order in production. If this is the case, you will not see this edit specification option. If you need to amend settings on a locked specification, you'll need to contact our customer success and they will help do this for you. So if you do need something edited or changed from the specific specification, you will click this button, and once you click this Edit Specification button, you're taken to a new page where you can view and amend all the individual settings for your specification. So at the top of your specification, you'll see the name, which you can edit and change at any point if need be. So moving down into your basic settings, you'll see first file type. You can choose between JPEG, PNG, PSD, or TIFF. To keep in mind for your background, if you need a transparent background, you won't be allowed to do this with the JPEG file type. You'll have to choose from PNG, PSD, or TIFF, and you'll notice this if you select one of these, you'll get the option for transparent background. So with the other background options, you can choose white, like we mentioned, transparent. You can keep the existing background on your input file. If you know an RGB color specifically, you can choose this here, or you can upload your own background image. Next, we have our sizing options. You can choose no change, which will be the original sizing of your inputted image. You can choose aspect ratio. If you know you need a square or landscape or portrait layout, you can choose aspect ratio and choose from the options. If you know your exact pixel dimension, width and height of your image, you can input these manually. And if you have any other questions with these sizing options, you can click the help question marks and they will bring up a brief explanation of what these will do with your sizing options. So closely connected with your sizing settings are the margins and vertical alignment settings found over here to the right. So the margin settings define how much space there will be between your product and the frame of the image. So in other words, how much of the frame your product will fill. So you can adjust these settings here with the percentage top right, bottom, and left, and you will see the difference here on the sample image. So if we set these all to 5, you'll see this image has changed. Set these all to 10. And you will see the image change again. So this will give you a good idea of what the margins will do to your final file. And the vertical alignment settings here, these settings define where your product will sit in the frame. If your product doesn't fill the whole frame, like this shoe for example, these vertical object alignment settings will determine where the object will be placed. You can see this change with top, center, and bottom. The center alignment here is a good general option for most products. While the bottom alignment is particularly good for products that you want to display on the same baseline on your product pages, such as bags or shoes. This now brings us to our retouch settings. Bear in mind that you'll only see these if you are on a pro retailer plan. If you're currently on solo, you'll need to upgrade to access these settings. So the best place to learn about the retouch packages is via onboarding. If you haven't already been through the onboarding, we recommend you do this first, as we do a much better job explaining the packages and helping you choose the options that are right for your products. If you've already done this and want to just make some adjustments, this will be the place to do it. So here's where you can adjust the retouch category and level using the drop downs here. If you need more information on the retouch type and level, click this question mark for a more in-depth look at what these retouch settings will mean. And here we move to model settings. And once again, like the retouch settings, this is a pro retailer option. So if you have pro retailer and you want to open up these model settings to reveal, just click yes. And you'll notice that a few things change once you do this. First, you'll notice here you get access to the model crop settings. To adjust these, first select the type of crop that you want here, whether it's full body, tops only, or bottoms only. Then you can select the relevant top and bottom crop settings here. If you don't want us to crop your images at all, just choose full body and none. Second, you'll notice the model retouch appears down here. Model retouch is where we work specifically on the model's skin and hair, and you can see the 3 packages that are offered here. Also, for more information, once again, you can click our question mark for more help. And third, you will notice that the sizing options have changed. If you're using crop settings, our systems require that your specification must have fixed dimensions. So this is the only sizing option now available. This moves us on down here to our advanced settings. And here you'll be able to get more in depth with specific settings you may or may not need to use. So start here with the image prefix and postfix. This is for if you want us to add something to your image file name. Prefix will add it at the start of the file name, and postfix will add it at the end of the file name. Color profile. This is important to make sure your colors are as accurate as possible. sRGB is the best practice for web use. If you need to use a different option, please select here. Down here is max output file size. If you have a requirement for max output file size, please enter it here. This can impact image quality, so in general, we just recommend keeping this at no change. Compression. If your original images are large files, you may want to apply some compression here if they're going to be used for web. If you're looking to maintain the highest quality regardless of original image size, you can just select none. Up here is DPI. So 72 DPI is standard for web use. If you need a different DPI setting, just specify and enter here. Next, we have your metadata options. Metadata such as SEO keywords or product information on your images will be kept as standard. If you'd like us to remove this metadata, please just select here. Next, we're down to auto rotate. Just leave this switched on if you want us to straighten up any products which might be askew. If not, select do not rotate. And lastly here is watermark. If you need to add a watermark to your images, please upload here. If not, just remain as no watermark. So after you're finished with your advanced settings, this will bring you down to any add-ons you may want to choose. The first being shadow. If you don't need this, select none, it will turn this off. Then it shows you your different shadow options and the additional price per image if you choose to select these. We recommend selecting Keep Original Shadow, as this is the industry's best practice, and you get a glimpse of what this will look like on your image to the right. And if you want to take a look at the other shadow options, simply click, and you'll be able to play with the different opacity, sharpness, light angle, and all of these settings for the specific drop shadow here or reflection shadow. You'll see this on the image brought up, and you can also change your sample image between shoes, shirts, and accessories. Next option on your add-ons is Invisible Mannequin. If you toggle this on here, you'll get a brief summary of what Invisible Mannequin is. And this is an option for your images where a mannequin is hiding parts of your garment, like in this example here. Selecting Invisible Mannequin add-on will allow you to upload additional insert images that will combine with two images into one. This creates a finished image like this one here on the right. And for more information on this, please check out our Invisible Mannequin video. And our final add-on here is Clipping Path. Go ahead and toggle this on. You'll see you have the option between Clipping Path for text wrap or Clipping Path hand-drawn. So the Clipping Path for text wrap is a quicker clipping path meant for transparency. And the Clipping Path hand-drawn is a more precise and detailed clipping path. And this completes explaining all aspects of editing your specification. When you're done, here at the bottom, you'll see that you have a price per image, and this is based on all of your options you've selected or turned off above. And if you're finished editing your specification from here, you'll click Save Specification, and it'll let you know here that your specification is complete and ready to use. From here, you can simply click to create an order from the specification, or other actions, you can go to specifications or create a new one from this page. So this wraps up our tutorial on how to edit an existing specification on the Solo and Pro retailer plans. We hope you found this helpful, and thank you for watching.